Okay, y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Welcome to Blackman. Y'all, if y'all heard some silence, oops, my bad. Oops, I did it again. Y'all, we about to jump right into it. So I want to come on here and I don't know, did I close that? Yep. And I want to come on and I want to discuss pretty privilege. Okay, you can hear me. If you see any people in the background or hear anything in the background, we have a business center upstairs in the foyer of our home, and my daughter's working. It is what it is. Okay, so I just want to come on real quick. The chat is disconnected. Well, we try to reconnect. Unable to connect chat. Please try again later. What? How are you unable to connect chat? Let me try to type something. Hey, pretty girl. How y'all doing? Okay, so we can see. Let me see. Okay, I see comments appearing. So, y'all, we about to get into it because I honestly think that this is worth discussing because the Gena Tew incident, or if would you say incident, the Gena Tew virus, hold on. How you do it? How you do it? Where's my face? Y'all look. Here we go. Boom. Look, y'all, don't get tooed. Don't get tooed. That's a good one, right? Pew, pew, pew. Anyway. So the reason why I am revisiting this particular topic is because I feel as though she exhibited a lot of the traits associated with the benefit of pretty privilege. So first I want to go over to let you guys know exactly what that looks like. Okay? Why would it be up on? For you guys to see exactly what that looks like, and then we're gonna go over my opinion about it. Okay, I'm still connected to the Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on. Please make sure you connect to the Wi-Fi. Everybody can still hear me and see me good. Check in, you guys. Can everybody hear me and see me good? I just closed that out. Okay. No worries. We'll start over. And the reason why I want to revisit this is because I feel as though people have a misconception of pretty privilege and what it actually means versus colorism. Those are two different things. Those are two different ideologies. And I think that in our society, we tend to conflate the two and make them both the same thing. So, and we can't have that, okay? Y'all know I can't type. Bear with me. Okay, let's see if my video comes up first. Oh, it doesn't. That's fine. Round. Girl, do it come up at all, honey. Look, y'all better push me through the algorithm. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's really get it popping over here, okay? Because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to learn. So they often conflate the two, and I think that is to our own detriment, to the point to where we don't really understand that colorism is one thing and pretty privilege is another. Me, I contend that pretty privilege does not exist. Those who are most confident get the most attention. It is what it is. I've walked in a room and shut it down. So I don't think colorism and pretty privilege are the same thing. Now, I do agree that they're used interchangeably, and I also do agree that they can be coupled together to create a whole different can of worms. So let me find my video here. Honest discussion about their preference. Michael, biracials are not white. They are not. Gena Tew is not a black girl. She did not come out the womb of a black woman. And I argue anybody down to the ground that wants to say otherwise. If you are black, you have to have come through the womb of a black woman, at the least. So, do y'all see pretty privilege does not exist? I know it's here. And I honestly feel as though a lot of people are being so sympathetic towards this former model because of her light skin, and that would be a privilege. You know what I mean? That is a privilege. It is not a It is not a, how can I put it? It is not that she should be ostracized. I'm not going to say that, but I do think that there is a little bit of a pass that she is getting for passing around HIV to the black community, even though black men are not her preference. It seems, oh shit. Even though black men are not her preference, it seems as though she was able to kind of um, latch on and leech on to the black community due to her fair skin. Because I showed you the guy that she was with when she first came to New York, that she was with for 2 years. I let you guys know that she had family backing when she came out here to be a model. So she wasn't this little homeless girl who couldn't call home and say, hey y'all, this home I'm supposed to live at fell through. So I don't think that we should be so sympathetic towards her, and I think that we need to really do a deep dive into what's really going on. Because, and y'all saw I had StreamYard up. I'm working on it. I want y'all to call in and give y'all's perspective. So I am working on either StreamYard or what does Mother Sin use? Vimo. No, wait a minute, that's how I get paid from clients. Voodoo. What is that app, y'all? It started with a V. Vroom. I see a vroom, motherfucker. Wider is better. Y'all remember the Monster commercial? Okay, whatever. So, and I think that I call bullshit. Number one, I want to say that it is bullshit that you are not light enough, because she made reference to this, so she opened it up for discussion. There's no such thing as being too light for the black community and too black for the white community. Now, white people tend to protect whiteness. So yes, any drop of black blood is going to put you over here with the Negroes, but that's not a genetic thing. That is a social engineering construct. So it doesn't mean that you're genetically black. It means that white people are not allowing you to come over there and dwell in the community that they have created for themselves, free of blackness, because everyone has their own right to commune and conjugate with themselves. It's funny how black people want to say, hey, we got the right to be to our own and live to our own and commune and converse wherever we want to, so we can protest or whatever the case may be. But white people don't have the right to have white neighborhoods. Like, I don't understand that, but whatever. That's for a different video. So again, I really don't think that that exists. And black people tend to worship whiteness or anything close to whiteness so much to the point that they will accept anybody. They will even accept a white person into the black community and allow them to put on this negative caricature of a face of what a black woman is, and allow them to run rampant through our community, even though there is no black woman in existence by majority. When I say that, I am talking about numbers. By majority who walks around conducting themselves as Cardi B, who walks around conducting themselves like whores and things like that. People want so bad for Sierra to be a whore till they call her dancing, which she is a trained dancer. They call her dancing twerking, and I don't know why twerking, which is a form of dancing, has such a negative connotation behind it. Because when a white girl does that, what is because we're ample and we're thicker, so it looks different on a big behind shaking versus a small one. I don't get it, but whatever, is fine. Let's go straight along the path that we're riding on. So she is not too black she is not too white for the black community, because the black community tends to worship whiteness. So let's stop that lie right there. So let's go into the complete conversation. So first I want to define what pretty privilege is. Okay, so this is the social engineer definition, and this is the latest one. This is the older definition. It says these thinkers of the century, a century between them, are referring to pretty privilege, the association of beauty, talent, intelligence, social status, and health. Okay, that's probably what it was in the 90s. Now in the 90s, I would say privilege was not conflated with colorism, was not coupled with colorism. So anybody who was beautiful, regardless of the European beauty standard, would be privileged. And I think that's probably why, me being a dark-skinned woman, I didn't have those confidence issues from society. I more got that from like the lighter people in my family, as opposed to out there in the world where I was treated like I was beautiful. I never had a problem getting I gotta pay my bills. I never had an issue with going out and someone offering to send me a bottle of wine or whatever I was drinking on that evening. You know, I've never had a problem getting a dinner date. And I'm not talking about Popeyes like that guy was bragging about taking his future wife to, or, you know, Whataburger, anything like that. You know, I'm talking about like, you know, restaurants that have complimentary valet in the front of them. You know, I've never had that issue, you know, because number one, I'm fun to talk to, I'm fun to be around, I'm a big goofball, and I look good. So not only can you relate to me, you can hang out with me on a friendship or personal or intimate level, but I also look good on your arm, you know. But then that back when I was younger, there wasn't a big colorism issue. That was more of a pretty girls get this, and confident girls get this, and women who are well spoken and intelligent get this, and those who are the direct opposite get nothing. It just is what it is. Guys will pay you dust if you were unattractive, unappealing, unrelatable, etc., etc. It had nothing to do with color or necessarily beauty. It was more so how you carried yourself and how you looked during the walk of carrying yourself. You know what I mean? So, like an ugly, confident person could get the same thing as a light-skinned person in the early 2000s, 1990s, you know, 80s, the 70s, you know, anything above and below 2010. You know what I mean? So that's that on that. So now, in March 2022, we have what is the meaning of pretty privilege, which is something completely different. Pretty privilege operates on the principle that people who are conventionally attractive based on the societal beauty standards have more advantages and opportunities compared to people who are deemed less attractive. And that is more so pretty privilege. Not necessarily. It seems to me it's more like colorism, because if we take Normani, for example, she's way more talented than anyone. She's way more beautiful than anyone. Yet she would have a hard time competing with maybe a Chloe Bailey or her sister Charity Chastity, something, whatever, the Baileys, or someone even less talented than she is, you know, or just like recent conversation between Keke Palmer and the light skinned girl from the Doped Up show. I don't know her name. Hell, shit, I don't know her name. It is what it is. I know Keke Palmer because Keke Palmer is quite talented. I don't know the girl who is famous for playing the teenage heroin addict on HBO. What is her name? And then when they give it to a half white person, and then they say they're a black rose. So that's why y'all mess up by saying that these biracials are black. You see what I'm saying? Now they think they cast the first black woman as Mary Jane in Spider-Man when that's a whole biracial woman. But, okay. Call your mother. She just called me. You heard me? Okay, say something, girl. I thought I was talking to myself. Okay, so now do we understand the difference, okay, between the two and how they're used interchangeably? Even the definition of colorism is similar to this current day definition of pretty privilege, okay? But I digress. So we're going to see how this correlates with Gena Tew. Okay, first I want you guys to take a look at this young woman. I hope I could find a picture before her body was riddled with HIV AIDS. I don't know. It seems like the web page that I've been having them up for days. I need to start shutting down my computer. See? We'll just close them out. I'm looking into something. I can't wait until y'all see this next video I'm working on. That's the article on Gena Tew and her boyfriend. Let's see if I can Google this young lady so I can show you guys what she looks like. I'm pretty sure you all know, but I like for everybody to be on one accord, you know? Very pretty. Now, this lady was, according to my assumptions, this is strictly me assuming from what I've looked into and basing my opinion on her own words. But I'm assuming this young lady has had HIV knowingly had HIV for over a decade. And now that she's apparently obviously ill, now she's trying to, how can I say, gain sympathy by saying, oh, I didn't know, I was potentially raped, I was homeless, I had dirty tattoo needles, all of these things. I would all of these things that she's saying, oh, they thought I had cancer, except that most people down with HIV love to say they have cancer because the degradation looks the same, but not quite. Okay, so this is what this young lady looks like. And this is why I want to talk about colorism and talk about how we don't protect blackness and how we let these people come in our neighborhoods and be black. Because it's my contentment that she got it from her boyfriends. Remember, these are the guys that she was into 10 years ago when the doctor said she could or could have not been infected, because for it to turn into full-blown AIDS without medical attention, that could take 5 to 10 years. So 5 to 10 years ago, this is what she was dating. She was dating this guy. She was dating Henry, her ex-fiance, who's also a white guy. If you look on that show that I showed you that she was on when she was 19, 20 years old, on that TV show, her white boyfriend Henry was on that show. So she was dating white guys. Now, it is my assumption again that she started dating black guys for two reasons. One, we all know that black men are the white men's come up. A black woman such as myself cannot come up off a rich black man because he has reserved his access to wealth and resources for anything that's light, bright, and as close to white as possible. They want the biracial exotical because they think that is something that they cannot get on a regular or ordinary day, ordinary everyday situation. Like 50 Cent said when he was on Tunchi's podcast or Lil Wayne's podcast, is that they want their exoticals because that's not something you see every day. Yet then you have men saying that they don't want to be used for their money, but they're going after the women that they would not have access to without said money, i.e. Gena Tew. Number one, I had a subscriber email me and let me know that her wealth was at $1.2 million, has dwindled down to maybe a little over $1 million, between $500,000 and $1.5 million, somewhere up in that range. So I'm trying to figure out why she has GoFundMe's and things like that. I believe homegirl is an opportunist, and she's not gonna leave not a dollar on the table. You know what I mean? Even if it means exploiting her own illness, she's not gonna leave any money on the table, because even if she was poor, she would qualify for a disability check, because AIDS and HIV patients do get a disability check, and she would also qualify for free medical care and free counseling from having that disease. So I really don't understand how she needs a GoFundMe, but I just think sis just not leaving no money on the table. I'm not mad at her. I'm pretty sure some of her highest donators are black men. But if she was my color, lo and behold, baby, they would be dragging me to the jailhouse, telling me to arrest me. I didn't hurt their precious Chris Brown, put me in jail. I need to be in jail, just like they did that black lady in Dallas who didn't know she had it and was infecting all of Dallas. This is why, like, I really don't date out of Dallas. To be honest, I don't date nowhere. I'm not into having unprotected sex with no one, because you never know. I like me being in the southern part of Texas. I could easily date and sleep with a guy who has dated and slept with Chris Brown baby mama, and then where would I be? Because I do associate with a certain demographic of men who have a certain amount of money, and that's not a lot of them down here. That would be your mom. Please let her out real quick. Okay, thank you. So that's something that we have to understand. So again, I want to go over my opinion that I had previously on Pretty Privilege, and I'm going to then connect it to colorism, and I'm going to explain to you how she was able to leave her preference, right, with those alphabets, and then come over to our community and not only come up, but able to infect you all for years. You know what I mean? Because of her existential looks, because of how she looks on the outside, she was able to maneuver through some of our elite. Unfortunately, our elite are in. You're welcome. Unfortunately, our elite is here. Get this up, baby. Wait a minute. Here go another one. Okay. Unfortunately, that was a flyer. Yeah, she's about to give you something. I thought we had an agreement about you bringing me ice when you go get you ice. I don't even want to hear, girl. My feelings is hurt. It's time for my Brady special again.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm not doing it. I'll see you in 2 weeks for my hair.
Okay, baby. Just pass that to somebody who might need their hair done for school.
Yeah, I will, girl. I'm sick to get it done today. I got some money for my dad, girl. I gotta make.
Yeah, put it in your car. Make sure you got gas, get to work, and come back when next time you get paid and get your hair done. All right, if you don't have it, just let me know. We can work something out. Okay, so. Okay, thank you. So what we have to understand is that this would have not had happened had we in the black community. When I say we, I mean black men, because us women once fucking her. If black men had more self-control and practiced more race loyalty and had more dignity behind who they shared their bodies with. You understand what I'm saying? Because to be honest, if this what pretty privilege look like, I don't want it. If it do exist, and if this is what it looks like, I don't want it. If I'm going to be ran through and infected and be dying before I even hit 30, I don't want to be privileged because I'm pretty. I'd rather smart girl privilege. I'd rather literate girl privilege. I'd rather politically inclined privilege. I'd rather womanpreneur, entrepreneur privilege. There's a whole lot of privileges I'd rather be privileged than if this were pretty girl privilege look like. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to favor me because of my beauty, and that only sets me in a certain demographic of men that I can then date, and then I'm going to sleep with all y'all sleeping with all the same women, preferably those that look like y'all preference, then what? You know, everybody talking about they love black. I love you, black man. I love you, black man. But look how they treat their preference. Now, either she got infected by her preference and came over here and started passing it around through the black community, or she was in the process of taking advantage of her being the preference and trying to exploit her own self for her own half-whiteness in this community and then got infected. If that's the case, look how they treat their preferences. I don't want it. I don't want it. Then dirty dick, long dick Nick Cannon, dick him down Cannon, dirty dick Nick, dick him down BV Cannon, talking about 85% of women have hygienic issues and need to learn how to wash their coochies or be taught how to wash their coochies. No, baby, it's the 85% of your preference that has that problem because you haven't slept with a black woman. We can associate you with an indigenous woman to save our lives. We don't know. The last black vagina you saw is the one you came out of. Okay? Now, let's get into it. So let's go to my pretty privilege video so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Oh, I didn't know it was 36 minutes. I'll try to get straight to some of the points here. Make sure y'all go and watch this video and like it because I really think that this will be very eye-opening to society as a whole and how we look at it.
For my long-time subscriber, look like I've had this channel forever. I only had it for 2 years, but yeah.
So I went and looked up privilege and I went and looked up pretty so that we can have an adequate definition of it. And you know what? I could pretty much sum this up. I made this video. I would love for y'all to go and watch it. I am going to link it below. So that you can follow me down this pretty privilege rabbit hole. Okay, there's the link. You guys make sure you guys go and look at that. And then back to what I was speaking on. So what you guys have to understand is that this is where privilege gets you. I don't want it. If I'm gonna be favored amongst the Chris Browns, remember Chris Brown say he don't like white women, right? Y'all don't remember that? Let me refresh y'all memory. I mean, he don't like black women. And no one can tell you better than Tokyo herself. Oh no, that's what's called a mama. Her name is Tokyo Vanity. But it already came up because I didn't look at this. I look at this at least once or twice a week, y'all. Okay, now watch this. She gonna tell you what Chris Brown like. It's gonna be a commercial. I knew it. Oh no. How you get the volume up?
Christopher Paul Brown. Bitch, stop playing with me. Okay, all that talking about can you take me out and all that, like, bitch, that shit not funny. Second of all, bitch, I'm not even your type, bitch. You into things of, lighter complexion, coke, heroin, Molly, acid, embalming fluid, cigarettes. I'm just saying, Puerto Rican women, white women, Asian women, and that's all fine because that's your preference and we all entitled to a preference. Bitch, all I'm doing is calling it like I see it. When we was in the club in Miami and when we was in the club in LA, bitch, in your section, your rules was no darkies. You wouldn't let my homegirl in LA, but you let all her friends in. And in Miami, you wouldn't let my other homegirl in, but you let all her friends in. But y'all was talking about no dark-skinned women. All I'm saying is, like a gangster, how you feel, stand on that shit. Because me, however I feel about anything, I'm going to stand on it 10 toes. Bitch, don't come changing your opinion and how you feel about shit because everybody bashing you. And furthermore, I told my homegirl not to even be in your section because, bitch, she don't even do coke. Crazy to me how
I fucking love her, bro. She read the shit out that dude. So, like I'm saying, I don't understand how come women, especially my biracial sisters. Matter of fact, before I continue with this, my biracial honeys. I don't know if I should call y'all sisters. I don't know how attached y'all feel to y'all blackness, because I know the story of the tragic mulatto and how most of y'all have black fathers that abandoned y'all, and y'all do not want to associate yourselves with any sort of blackness, because I understand that you're not black and you're biracial, and I'm going to respect you as a biracial woman. I'm not going to force you into being black. But I will say this: when maneuvering around in these all black communities, when you are being worshipped and fetishized only because of your white mothering, only because you came out of a white vag, you need to be careful. Because just because someone fantasizes about you does not mean, just because they fuck you does not mean they'll be intimate with you. Because they sleep with you does not mean they require or seek intimacy after the fact. So you guys have to be careful. Don't get Gena Tew. Don't get Tewed, y'all. Because if her European preference of a man did not infect her, that means she came in this community and met her in and came to her doom. So y'all gotta be careful, man. Y'all gotta stop. I understand that in the white community, you are ostracized because you are mixed with black. But I would rather you form your own biracial nation and be biracial, be comfortable in being biracial, than to come over in our community and be done the way you're being done. You're being subjugated. You are being oppressed. You are being used and exploited for your bodies. And us dark-skinned women, y'all, we're not jealous of that because we don't want that. We're the new doctors, the new lawyers, and all I'm saying is that you can be that too, because we friendly. The entire black community as a whole is friendly. We women are more loving than the men because they want to be oppressors just like the white men. We just want to leg up in the world and tired of being under people's thumb and other people's rule and other people's subjugation, including the subjugation of our men. So to all the light-skinned women out there, all the biracial women out there, man, be careful, man. Just because everything glitter ain't gold, just because they willing to spoil you, take care of you, and take you around the world. Most of these entertainers and rappers and stuff that's seeking y'all out, baby, they got 10 to 12 baby mamas. Look how many G's he had before he married Jeannie Mai. And I'm telling them what that dick got on it. You know what I'm saying? I know a light-skinned preference who not even rich, who is not even really dated. She dated one basketball player and couldn't make that work. I don't know. I'd have bled his pocket. I'd have bled his ass dry. But anyway, she got herpes, got mad. I don't know if she even told old boy she got herpes. Now they divorced and he back there out there being single and about to herpes it up with everybody. You see what I'm saying? So y'all gotta watch how y'all moving, man. If I was y'all, I wouldn't go to the white community because that's gonna fuck with your self-esteem. I wouldn't come to the black community because you can potentially meet your death. Form your own biracial nation and be biracial, baby. Let them know, no, I'm not black. No, I'm not white. I'm biracial. And let that be a thing. I'm here for the biracial movement, for y'all to be y'all own people. You know what I mean? Just trying to practice white supremacy because I understand by the article I read, white supremacy with a tan. I understand that you have a hatred and you have this proverbial smoke for the black man because, or black people in general, because that's who you feel shunned by, and that's who the father that left you, that's what he looks like. But understand, if you're not gonna have smoke for the white folk that won't let you in, then don't have smoke for the black man that abandoned you, because both races did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? So let's try not to let the white supremacy with a tan, and I'll go over that article with y'all if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Let's not let that come into fruition. And I want you by race, especially you women, to protect yourselves, man. Cause you a Gena Tew away. You a rapper away. You a basketball player away. Even the tech guys out there sleeping around. You a rich black man away from catching this here. You see how that handmaid's tale, that white broke babysitting maid cleaning scrubbing toilet ass bitch, that Tiger Woods, man, how she damn near died fucking with him. She damn near died, and it was 2 car wrecks that she was in before she decided to leave his crazy ass, and he was about to kill her too. But these y'all are in danger. Y'all better stop. Y'all want to be over here and be popping that pussy all up in our community, and I get it. I get it, because you are worshipped over here. And I'm pretty sure that all that attention, especially in the day and age where attention is sought after and it's like currency almost, this attention currency, you get it. You get your bank filled over here in the black community because there is so much hate running rampant in the community, especially by our men. And I get that. I understand colorism. I understand the roots of colorism. And I understand the benefits that you get from being from involving yourself in these colorist practices. But what you got to understand is that you can end up too. So many others have. Understand that. So that's my warning for you ladies, knowing that really came from my heart. I hope you guys really receive that and take into it. We do have a comment I want to read. Hello, glad I caught your live listening in. Okay, girl, come on, you better live life to the fullest. What do y'all? I do want to know what you guys think down there in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. And again, I'm working on a streaming app where you guys can call in and give your opinions. So again, my biracial sisters, y'all, man, look out for yourselves, man. Like, to be honest, black women are starting not to date black men. You know what I'm saying? I think that my daughter's generation, they may be able to start dating black again because we are instilling different things in our sons. But when, like the Moynihan report says, when no matter how good you raise your black boy, when they get out in them streets, they get influenced by other degenerates, then they become a product of their environment. You know what I mean? It's nature versus nurture. It's the oldest argument in psychology. You know, as you learn that in Psychology 101, that's one of the first things they go over. Y'all know I took psychology classes when I was in college, but when they start talking about frequency and math, when math met the mind, I said, man, fuck this shit, I don't want to take this no more. I'm not measuring frequency. Bitch, where these numbers come from? I thought we were talking about cerebellum and behavior. I said cerebellum. Cerebrum and the spine and you know, thoughts and processes. I don't want to measure no goddamn frequency of this person's brain. Bitch, I'm out. I quit. Yeah, and I ain't ashamed to say it. Yeah, damn it, I don't even like math like that. You want me to do math when I'm thinking about behavior science? Nah, I'm good. Thank you. So what I want us to do is I want to first look up the word preference, because I think that that's another thing that we get misconstrued, because the direct and correct definition of preference directly applies to Gena Tew and her situation now. Okay? So okay. A greater liking for one alternative over another or others. Okay, so let me click on it because I really want this to stay on the screen. So do we understand the definition of preference? So what black men are doing is that they are being prejudiced against us. They're being very exclusionary. Okay, so when it comes to this disease being spread around in the biracial community, and I'm putting it there because I'm gonna say biracial and European woman community, because these white women that get with these guys that have 2-3 different baby mamas, they still sleep with them without protection. I know my ex-husband tried it with me. I'm not sleeping with you no more. I'm not supposed to go for being the main bitch you take care of to that side bitch who you giving penis to. I wish I see, and this is again confidence privilege. I wish I would, okay? Because you or that bitch ain't got enough money to break with me. Now I ain't gonna lie, I missed the white girl because the white girl had her money together. She had enough sense to know that she had to. She thought, because she don't know black men don't really love their children that much. She had to buy her way into my ex's life through the child, and we greatly benefited off of that, I pretended to not have any money. Every day, girl, I was that broke girl calling like, girl, I don't know what I'm going to do. Do you have this? Okay? Because I don't care who. I will bleed a wallet. I will bleed a pocket. I will bleed a purse. Bitch, what? I would take it. So anyway, so what we have to kind of grasp is the concept of preference, the concept of privilege, the concept of beauty. And then when we put it all together as it relates to the black community, we will see a trend. Okay? We'll see a trend. Now, the guy, NBA Youngboy, for example, at first he liked dark-skinned girls. His first, I think, 2 baby mamas. Yeah, his first baby mama was a dark-skinned girl. Now all of a sudden, all of them is mixed biracials. You gotta understand that. If Floyd Mayweather's daughter hadn't been Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and she didn't come to access to if she didn't bring her father's money to the table, I don't think he would have ever slept with her. You see what I'm saying? So, and then look how Floyd Mayweather treats his dark-skinned daughter. He'll treat a light-skinned mistress better than he treats her. We don't never see him in pictures with the bitch or nothing. Nothing. He just threw her some lawyer money, got her out of trouble. She might be going to jail. That's it. Look how Snoop Dogg treats his dark-skinned daughter. You see what I'm saying? He bought her a Toyota Corolla. And then whenever she gets a boyfriend, everybody say, oh, the dude only with her because she dark-skinned, because she's Snoop Dogg's daughter. Not that nobody can actually like her, right? Because her dark skin somehow makes her less than human. She's subpar. She's not even human. She's just a dark-skinned something, a blob. You know what I'm saying? When I could say the white women who are dating Snoop Dogg's sons are using them to gain access. But it's more likely because hypergamy is practiced more in the white community than it is in the black community. You see what I'm saying? So the reason why we could bring this back to Miss Tew is because more and more biracial women are getting tewed, and white women and biracial women are getting tewed, and they're coming to speak out about it. If you Google, I don't want to Google it on here because it saddens me, but I have looked, put into your search bar, how I got HIV or how I was exposed to HIV or how I got AIDS, and look at these stories. Even the men were exposed to this disease by other black men. I had a baby cousin that died. He came straight out as soon as he got out the closet in his 20s, some guy who knew he had it slept with him, gave it to him, and the young man died in his early 30s. After fighting depression, taking his meds, not taking his meds, doing crack, doing coke, doing meth, just everything to cope with the fact that he would never, from the 20 to having his first male lover, black male lover. Don't get tooed, okay? Don't get tooed, because I forgot where I was reading this statistic at, but if I can remember, I will put it in the comments. The most sexually irresponsible group of people used to be the gay people. Now when you do it, they still say it's the gay people. When you do it by race, they say it's black men. They'll sleep with anybody, anything without no rubber, without a condom, just all in that thing, no protection. And I think that what's sad is that successful black men, I'm gonna say in the entertainment industry, because we push all our kids to be in, all our black boys to be entertainers. Shoot the ball, catch the ball, run the ball, or grab the mic. We don't tell them to pick up a scalpel, pick up a book, pick up a calculator, be an accountant, pick up that triangle ruler thing to be an engineer. We don't tell our boys that like to draw that they could be draftsmen and they can actually draw blueprints and doodle for a living and make millions of dollars. We don't teach them that. We don't teach them entrepreneurship on no level. Yet and still, and I'm gonna talk about TD Jakes' bitch ass next. But yet and still, we will send them to be taken advantage of, exploited by the entertainment sector of wealth. Right? So within that sector of wealth, you have a certain demographic of ladies who are allowed to maneuver through that. I know this is for a fact because I will say this. There was one basketball party I went to. Now I didn't get stopped at the door, obviously, because I knew some of the guys. I was younger. It was this one guy who was associated with. He was a cousin of an NBA player, so that he would get me into all the parties. And back in long time ago, there was a game, a championship game here, and they rented out this club called Pink Monkey or some shit like that. The Monkey X Factor. It was some club that closed at 6 o'clock in the morning. They had a party there, and it was so many girls that looked like me that weren't entering the party, and this was like maybe 2008 or something like that. Yeah, about 2008 because my daughter was little, and I was like, why y'all ain't coming in? You know, they was like, they won't let us in. I said, oh, come on, cousin. Where you been? Why you going to party and wait on me? I was just calling my cousin, girl, bitch, come here. And saying that's a large reason why a lot of the rich black men, because these white girls who are attaching themselves to our guys, they're someone's cousins who's an agent, you know, someone's homegirl who's already married to an NBA star. So they're shunning out the girls that look like them when it just comes to the socialization part. And they're letting their cousins and everything overwhelm these guys so that they can get chosen by these guys for either that night or either for that lifetime. More than likely it's for that night. So these guys, even though they're marrying this one white hope, they're still sleeping with 10, 15 of them. Nightly, triply, citily. You know what I mean? Kobe Bryant married his preference. We only know about the one girl that he slept with anally, but we don't know who all he was sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James' son likes white women for a reason. Okay, because when LeBron James named off the 5 most beautiful women that are I think he ranked them or something like that. All of them were, and I'm being anecdotal. I'm saying all of them were white, bright, and almost white. Excuse me, all of them. You got to understand where his psyche's at. You know, yeah, he's married to this light-skinned black woman, you know, this beautiful black woman with 2 black parents, but he's idolizing and he is worshiping this type of woman. So so when they get into this certain entertainment sector of wealth, they are in their mind, they're already gonna socialize with this type of woman. That's why I'm not mad at Lori Harvey. She's using protection. She's protecting herself, you know, and she getting in and getting out. She's not getting attached to the point where she's not using protection. I bet this is conjecture on my part, but I bet she did not sleep in future without no condom. Okay. So we have to really be careful out here when we're mad at the preference and when we're saying that I don't want to say mad. When we're comparing ourselves to the preference and we're saying that society doesn't treat us like it treats the preference. Yeah, I don't want to be treated like her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to be my end. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to be me. So no, I don't want pretty privilege if this what it is. Again, I contend it doesn't exist, but that's just me. That's subjective. You know what I mean? To what I think and what I believe. If we're gonna speak on a societal level, it does exist in the minds of most people. And I don't even think it's necessarily pretty privilege as opposed to what it really is, which is colorism and a deep rooted self-hate in the black community. So if this is what it is, I don't want it. If being favored by the rich black men in the entertainment sector or the wealthy black men, period, is gonna end me like this, I don't want it. I don't want it. And then she came out and said that, oh, I didn't sleep with these guys, but let's come on. Like we have to be real here. Because we all know if we were around Tyson Bedford, we would probably give him a taste. You know, we was around the way Chris Brown was dancing in that video. I want to take you down. We would all get it. You had grown women trying to give him a taste. You know, that black lady that was managing him was said to have been having an affair with him, which is why Rihanna got mad at him that night. They had that fight. You know what I mean? That was a grown woman sleeping with him. I'm pretty sure you know how to throw that thing around. I'm pretty sure you know how to throw that thing in a circle. Throw that thing in an alphabetic circle. You know what I mean? So I just want to come on here and I want to revisit the stance on pretty privilege. And I asked my other women who felt they're not experiencing pretty privilege, why would you want to? Why would you want to be exploited for your beauty? I really want to exploit me for my intellect. Come to me because I'm smart, because I'm wise, because I'm well spoken, because I'm dignified. Come to me because I'm funny and I'm goofy and I make good jokes, and then, you know, come to me for other things. You know what I mean? Don't just come and try to sleep with me because I'm pretty, and then try to sleep with the yard people outside, and then try to sleep with everybody else because they're pretty. So then you have this sector of biracials or light-skinned, almost white-skinned people being passed around the black community. And then they're passing them around from this person, this person, this person. And then guess what? You know, she's not the only pass around out there. When I'm looking at these videos and looking in the background and things like that, I'm seeing a lot of pass arounds. I'm seeing a lot of these women that they have in common. You know what I mean? They're trying to make that girl Christian, the little poor little girl that's with Blueface Crip rapper, whatever his name is, the toothless girl. They trying to make her a pass around. And trust me, when Blueface get done with it, there's a whole bunch of other guys that's waiting to sleep with her just because she's crazy, energetic. They love toxicity because black men are masochists. And that's going to be my next video. So you guys stay tuned. I am coming right back. But I did want to kind of go over this with you guys and get you guys to understand this is where this ends you. When you're using your beauty and you're using your body and to float around this sector of irresponsible men in the first place. This is what you get. Now I want y'all all to take the time out and I want y'all to visit this website, Live Love Nature. Where is it at? Live Love Nature. And I want y'all to go on there and order y'all a candle. Ooh. They burn for 36 hours consecutively, which means they last a long time. And they also double as a massage oil. I have one lit here. Hand me that candle. Did she just say shit? You just cursed, didn't you? Be careful, don't let it go out. These things smell great. So I'm going to just dip my hand in this hot wax. It's natural. It smells good. And you talking about a good massage. Nah, make sure I use protection when I use this candle. Don't get tooed. This is Blackspan. And I'm out. Make sure you order yours today. And we'll be right back because we're going to read the fuck out of T.D. Jakes and the rest of these Negroes. Because I'm tired of trying to weaponize black women's accomplishments against us. You're not going to shit on me because I'm successful. And I'm out. Oh, shit. I tried to put the black spare side back up, but it didn't work, so I'm just going to leave.